Hey fans out there in Hollywood Hills world, so I'm here. We've just wrapped up shop for GXCC round number 5 at Lahau, and it's been an absolutely wild one. The cool story coming into this event was this officially marks the second half of the GXCC season. So we thought we'd roll out here and make things real rock and roll. I love it when we're actually out at the events on site. Last week, me and the crew were out at ICE, and it was an absolute banger. Today, we're out at the GXCCs. So today, the story was the juniors went out in the morning session and they had a 16-kilometer loop to go down. And it really was a fast runner as well. Carl McKenzie was absolutely off the hook as far as the 85cc seniors goes. He's only been beaten once the whole way through the season, and once again, he pulled the pin on the rest of the field. Baby Bester got his mojo on as well, and he walked away with the win in the junior 85s. The rest of the categories, we're going to run down them because we're hanging out here with the beautiful people of GXCCs. I'm going to be picking up on all the podiums as well. It was a very, very fast loop, and the route definitely chopped up. Then, in the morning session, it was also about the quads. Now, the quads went out on a 48-kilometer loop, and that was always going to be rough. It's that dark dirt here. It really chunks up. The good thing is, though, we haven't had rain, and it didn't really dust up. We had some really good wind coming into play as well, and that helped out the situation. Off the gate, big hole shot coming in for Captain CrossFit and the king of hole shots, Gideon Jacobs. Looked like he was going to run the numbers as well, but big problems on his quad. He had to get towed in. He's going to be a no score. He's going to be out the back door as far as the championship goes, and that's going to change things up. Henny McCow, he is definitely going to be a kid to watch out for as far as the championship goes. On the Q2s, watch out because Hannah Simon came back into play, but there was a lot of different players running inside the top 3. Check out the podiums a little bit later in the show for that one. The ladies, it was a good jump off the front for Nadi Carly Burta. She got the whole shot, she pulled the pin, and she had Marty Backfisher on her wheel. Those two ran the pace, and once again, it was Carly that rocked her way to the top step. On the Masters quads, it was Henny McCow Sr. The big dog walked away with a win ahead of Steph Bester, so those two were really the class of the field, even though Brian Herbst on the 421 Racing Squad got the pin, got the whole shot, got the cheese into the first turn. Unfortunately, he had some big problems out there on the track, only good enough for a number 3 spot, but that helps him out as far as his championship chase goes. So that was the morning session. Now, in the afternoon session, you go forward and the exact same 48-kilometer loop. By the way, the fastest lap time coming in from Gideon Jacobs from lap number 1 of a 43-minute flat. So I always call the fact that the bikes are going to go out and pull maybe 4, maybe 5 minutes faster than that. That didn't happen this time around. It was an incredible hole shot off the front row on the OR1 Big Bangers for Carl Flanagan. Carl rocked up on his first time ever racing a GXCC on a 450. He's been out there on the 250s for many years, and we know he can pedal. This time on a 450 motocross bike, no big tank, and only 5 gears in the box. So we thought he was going to be down on legs. He got the whole shot, but he didn't come out as the race leader at the end of lap 1. That was Dart. D'Artagnan Lobjoy had an absolute perler of a run, and it looked like he was going to run and hide. 4 laps in, he had control of the race. 5 laps and 30 Ks, collapsed back Moose. Absolute shocker of a result. Dart still gets some numbers on the page, but a win that could have been, unfortunately, was no more. That gave the gap off the front to Carl Flanagan, and he absolutely pinned it off the front, and he had big gaps towards the end. Not only taking the win in OR1s, but also the win in the overalls. It was Ian Rawle, the brawler, that actually took a number 2 spot overall and a win in the OR2s, joined on the podium by JJ Daysall, the winningest rider in the last 3 seasons on the OR2 gate. So that's going to be a very interesting story as we start to add up on the points, because remember, we're at round number 5 of 8, and it's getting a little bit serious.
Once again, Davin Cocker on the top step, but Nardis Roddy starting to build up pace, and Storm Phil Yoon living just about an hour up the road, but certainly no hometown advantage for him. He is just getting faster as the year gets longer. 3rd place for him, that was the high school gate, but once again, it's Cocker that is the man to beat. On the ladies, the Peterses dominating, but this time, as it was the case at the beginning of the season as well, split by Megan Yonker. So Yanker takes the top step, Megan Yonker in the number 2 spot, Annika in 3rd, and spare a thought for Carricker as well. She was strong enough to take the overall today, and even though she limped at home, still good enough for 4th on points, so she's coming on strong. Age group categories, watch out. Peter Hall found his mojo and found his groove and put the hurt on Farmer once again. So that championship looks like it's swinging the way of Peter Hall at the moment. We'll hold our breath as the championship tightens up. So Hall ahead of Farmer and Van Deventer, consistent as ever in 3rd for the Masters Championship. For the seniors, even though Big Bruce Viljoen came firing out on the Bikers Warehouse Honda to get the whole shot, again, it was a pass put on early on by Wade Blau and then left Bruce Viljoen to deal with the Viking, who's coming on strong once again. it was the Viking that took the number 2 ahead of Bruce's number 3, but Blau is the man to beat once again in the seniors category. For the OR3s, Jean-Louis de Vet gets his first ever GXCC 250 win. So the kid is starting to really find his pace, and it's not like there was no slow guys there. Stefan van Deventer in second place and Boren Pretorius in third. It looks like it's Stefan van Deventer with his consistency that may just be enough to hang on to that OR3 championship with 3 rounds to go. For the OR2s, like we said before, Ian Rawle putting the hurt on the rest of the field with JJ Daisel, able to match his pace, but the intensity was all about the brawler. He's now starting to climb the ladder, and it is the fastest rider on the OR2 gate ahead of JJ. And it was a return to form for Taki Bodgiargis after that massive crash last season. He's starting to find his mojo. He even said to me, starting to feel good, Matt. Starting to feel good once again. Third for him. In the OR1s, like we've said before, Kyle Flanagan got the win, but he says, even in his own words, he got lucky. Dart had him the whole way through the race, and unfortunately that collapsed tyre, even though he collapsed his tyre, Dart was one of the few pros to make it onto the final lap. He still managed to get 4th place on points. That's going to help him out for his championship chase. Remember, Kyle Flanagan not really in the championship. Hein Vinnie Kirk Jr. is, though, and he mashed a 2nd place when he was followed home by Venno Dalport. Dalport coming home on the Trax KTM 450. Remember, this is his first year on the 450. Same story for Hein. So very different looking gate. Some bad luck stories there. JC Nienaber absolutely spaghettied his sprocket on lap number 1, so he was out. Kenny was a no-show. And then big story for a former winner on the GXCCs earlier this year, Dart, smashing his tire, 4th place. So very different looking OR1 championship. So we've chatted about a couple of our players on the 421 gate, but we also want to give love to the rest of the guys out there as well. Louis Russ got a big win going here at the round number 5 of the GXCCs, taking the win in the quad wows. Also, just off the box, Rudolf Kruger in 5th and Stefan de Beer up the road in 4th. So the boys on the support side of the 421 racing squad also doing a great job. Stewie Fell, almost on the big numbers, 4th place in Q1s. That's a very good run and a good push. 421 on the quads, still looking like the powerhouse team. Also watch out for a brand new event on the calendar. Just come down the pipe to us here at Hollywood Hills, and it's actually going to be one of the events like we saw with the cancer charity event. It's going to be run and handled by the 424 racing dudes. So Johnny Horsforth, the man who's been running that 424 cross-country racing series this year, seems to be the guy that's putting his hand up and really helping out with a lot of the charity events. Farm Mania event is coming up on the 10th of August, so make sure you guys check that one out. It's going to be across there at Standerton, so it's going to be a brand new track. It's going to be for the kids, it's going to be for the big bikes as well. It's going to be a 26k loop 5 times around that track. It's going to be a 10k loop for the kiddies. There's going to be a time trial to see, make sure you guys get the lineup on the gates that you want. There's going to be camping, there's going to be all the facilities from timing, from good ablution blocks and everything like that, so do check it out. All of the details are up on our page, and obviously you can see the contact details there as well. So if you can support those guys, that would be fantastic for us. And watch out, because there is going to be an event coming up late in October as well. Hang on for that. I think it looks like it's the 19th or I think it's around about the 19th of October, but I'll confirm closer to the time. There's another charity event, and that's going to be for the farmers down in the Cape, and that's going to be all money raised going down to help out the farmers down there. They're still really, really battling coming out of that drought. So there's a couple of new events to watch out for on the calendar. There'll be more information coming down the pipe on that though as well.
So that's it for GXCCs for another month. Remember, we've still got plenty of racing, 5 more rounds remaining on the championship tour for GXCCs in 2019. And I think next one is Rustenburg. So we're going to rock it in Rustenburg. That's going to be an absolute pinner. As far as Hollywood Hills goes, next week we've got a weekend off, so we're going to chill hard back at home. I hope you guys keep training and chill out. Don't worry, there's something around the corner as well. At the end of the month, we go across the borders. Lesotho 400 for the next round of the National Off-Road. Super pumped about this. This was on the calendar for Bloemfontein. It's now been moved up to Lesotho. Sharon Moore and the Live Lesotho crew are going to be picking that one up. Straight after that, I'm going to be traveling to Bronkhorstspruit for the next round of the SACCH. That's the Off-Road Car Championship that I'm involved in. And pretty much a couple of weeks after that, we go GXCC racing again. So it has been an absolute pinner of an event here at Le Havre for round 5 of the GXCCs. Hope you guys enjoyed the new format. Chill out. Remember to share these out. Let's get the word out. Hollywood Hills bringing you the best in off-road championship racing in SA.